Lady, I'm the inventor of the long weekend. I'm the inventor of the long weekend. And the long weekend for me is 7 days and 7 nights. Which music you have? You have David Bowie? You have David Bowie in the house? I like Frank Sinatra and David Bowie.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today.
For here am I sitting in a tin can.
That's right, Anderson.
Far above the world, planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control 9, to Major Tom. 8, 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition 1, and may God's love be off with you.
I think for me provocation is the evocation of the mind. So I never want to shock people. I never start with creating something to shock other people. It's always the other side who is provoked. So that means when they're provoked, probably there's an evocation in their mind that they don't understand immediately. Understand? And I think that's my job as an artist, to evoke the minds of others and to cure maybe the wounds they have in their minds, or make them come awake. You understand? That's my job as an artist. It's my mission.
7, 6.
I believe in man. I believe in mankind, but at the same time, we're a very poor animal. Because look to other animals. We didn't develop so good like other animals. Look to the dolphin. He can swim in the oceans. He can communicate kilometers, miles of fur. He can look to bats. They look in the dark much better than us. We're developing machines better and better, but our eyes are getting weaker and weaker. Our ears are getting weaker and weaker. Our skin is getting weaker. The body has a laboratorium. The body has a laboratorium to research, to become the target from yourself. Because I think this laboratorium is amazing. It's chemical, biological, memory. It's constantly in a change. It's constantly in a metamorphose. And I think through this laboratorium we can talk. When you think about the body, you talk about social problems. You talk about political problems. You talk about philosophical problems. You talk about the erotical body, the physical body, the spiritual body. I think that's the reason in all my work, in my visual work, in my stage work, in my writings, it's always comes to the center. The body is always the center of it's a topic, it's a research, it's an object, it's a subject. I think the soul I see like a butterfly. It's it's like beauty. You cannot, when you grasp a butterfly, you take it, you destroy it. It's like with beauty also. When you grasp beauty, you take it between your fingers, you destroy it. It's the same thing with the soul. It's something ephemeral. It's something, but it's there. I believe in the soul of the human being, because I think a good soul stinks. Like good art. Good art has a stink also. A good soul stinks.
3, 2.
The crying body, it's in a sense a kind of pre-study about the biological state of the body. about sweating, peeing, tears, and it's a first step. I'm now busy already for a couple of months to write a text, and this text calls History of Tears. And I will do the text as a new creation in next year July for the Cours d'honneur in Avignon. We try to research in the typology of tears. You've got the irritation tears. Tears, for example, you get from peeling onions or opening your eyes long time. Then you've got emotional tears coming from a biological state. And then you've got the so-called truthful tears, the tears of the saints and the crying philosophers. So these three types of tears we researched. They taste differently. The consistency, biological consistency is different. We went researching in different cultures. Why do men cry? Why do women cry? When we're crying? These kind of things we try to research in this process of working process. And with tears is it quite easily to find still a lot in writings from the Middle Ages until now. The more difficult topic is sweat. From sweat you don't find anything philosophically, in a social sense or in a medical sense. It's not well researched. And this is for me probably the most important field, the idea of sweat, what represents sweat. We live in a society, for example, that sweat is something regarded as something stinky. Particularly with women. When women sweat, we think it's not done. Because we live in a society where the body is represented as a kind of body without odor, without smell. We don't sweat anymore when you see the publicity and everything. Or men, a little bit sportsmen, they can sweat. But the rest cannot sweat anymore. So for me, sweat is something very important because it's a kind of almost like an old state of a kind of a body liquid that comes out through catharsis. The old man drinks the tears. It's in a sense for me also a metaphor that he drinks the tears of the world. He drinks the fate, in a sense, the fate of the world he drinks, he takes him with himself, to become, in a sense, to reveal a kind of youngness he carries around in his body. Because I believe you have to become an old man to become a young artist.
Check ignition and may God's love be with you.
I choose constantly for the experiment and for the research. So I never became popular, and it's not my aim to become popular or to become famous. I just want to answer, I want to become very rich. I want to become very rich without being popular or famous. That's the way to go. Become very, very rich, but not being famous, not being popular. That's my aim. I feel like I'm an embryo. My best works I will make when I'm 60 and 70. But I'm the best dancer in my mind. I'm a Fred Astaire. Here I'm Fred Astaire. Lady, how is your luck?
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can.